Testing, testing. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Coatesville Area School District School Board meeting for Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023 to order. Agenda item 1B, reading of the mission statement. The mission of the Coatesville Area School District, rich in diversity and committed to excellence, is to create innovative educational experiences which are funded by the taxpayers, supported by the community, delivered by dedicated teachers and administrators to ensure all students will become responsible, contributing global citizens. Agenda item 1C, advisement. By notice of the President, board members are advised that all votes shall be regarded as roll call votes. The minutes should also note that public notice was given for this meeting in accordance with Act 93 of 1998, Section 1. School board meetings shall proceed in accordance with school board policy. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Rob Fisher.
Here.
Brandon Roan.
Present.
Harvell Brown. Holly Charest.
Ms. Rest is to be excused this evening. Oh, no, she is here on Zoom, I believe.
I heard her say here.
Mrs. Charest, do you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We got you. She
Andrew-
is here.
Thank you. Andrew Finkbeiner.
Here.
Becky Harlan. Here. Mary Ann Harris.
Here.
Amelia Mills. Here. Jennifer Schott.
Mrs. Schott is to be excused this evening.
Allison Shriver. Here. Isabella Imburgia.
Here.
Agenda item number 2, additions, deletions, or modifications to the agenda. To my colleagues, are there any additions, deletions, or modifications to tonight's agenda? And I got ahead of myself. Let's go back to agenda item 1E. Most important, would everybody please stand for a moment of silence and a salute to the flag. To our Cowan students here this evening, outstanding job on the recital of the Pledge to the Flag. All right, let's go back again. Are there any additions, deletions, or modifications to the agenda this evening? Seeing none, we will move on to agenda item 3A, approval of the minutes. Recommended motion that the Board of School Directors approve the minutes for the April 25th, 2023 school board meeting, subject to any additions, deletions, modifications, or clarifications. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote, please.
Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Andrew Finkbeiner,
Yes.
Rob Fisher,
Yes.
Becky Harlan,
Yes.
Holly Shares,
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris,
Yes.
Amelia Mills,
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Motion approved.
Agenda item 3B, approval of the minutes. Recommended motion that the Board of School Directors approve the minutes for the May 9th, 2023 special school board meeting, subject to any additions, deletions, modifications, or clarifications. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote, please.
Becky Harlan,
Yes.
Harvell Brown, Amelia Mills,
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris,
Yes.
Rob Fisher,
Yes.
Andrew Finkbeiner,
Yes.
Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Holly Shares,
Abstain.
Moving on to agenda item 4A, public comment on agenda items. The board has requested all persons making comments on agenda items to list their name, address, telephone number, and motion item on the sheet provided. There is a 3-minute time limit per person. The board does not take action or discuss items not appearing on the agenda. The board values public comments and wishes to convey that although board members cannot discuss items that are not on the agenda, they listen carefully and appreciate and value input from the public. Ms. Lori Shannon Bailey.
Good evening. I want to just comment on the master facilities plan, a few comments that I didn't get a chance to share the last time I was here. The committee recommended that Callan needed so much work, it may be better to close it. East Fallowfield needs so much work that it may be better to close it. I strongly agree, and I believe the public would agree too, that classroom trailers should be replaced with more permanent solutions if at all possible. In terms of the taxes that we will be paying for whatever decision you all make, just a reminder that in 2014-2015, our student enrollment was 7,000 students, 7,028 students. And then for the 21-22 school year, the enrollment was 5,150 students. So I would ask that you please consider carefully the number of students in our district and the number of students that you anticipate we will have. When this resolution was approved by you all pretty much was clear that our attendance and enrollment would continue to go down. That may or may not have changed by now. In terms of the HR report, I was sad to see Mr. Jarvis Williams' retirement. I've had the complete pleasure of working with him on several students that I advocate for. If in fact he is retiring, his absence will be a tremendous loss. He deeply cares about the students. A lot of the concerns that I was in the same space for, I think his absence is going to be a tremendous loss. I would encourage you to please consider hiring minority administrators because we do need administrators who look like the majority of our students, so please keep that in mind. I'm going to stop there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shannon Bailey. Moving on to agenda item 5A, executive session. An executive session was held on May 8th, 2023 and May 22nd, 2023 for legal and personnel reasons. Student representatives reports. Allison and Isabella.
Good evening. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Isabella Imburgi and I am the junior class representative. I would like to start out by offering my congratulations to the boys track team who won the Chestmont Championship. The boys track team also earned their 4th District 1 title. Several members of the boys track team will compete at the state championships this weekend. Good luck to everyone competing. Earlier today, the class of 2024 sponsored a luncheon for the top 25 members of the class of 2023, including our very own Allison Shivert. Thank you to Dr. Van Voren, Mr. Fisher, and Miss Mills who attended the celebration. Congratulations to the top members of the class. They've worked very hard for it. Following along with more academic achievements, congratulations to the following Delaware County Community College graduates who will soon earn their high school diploma along with their associate's degree. Alphonse D. Giacomo, who earned 62 credits. Alana Smith, who earned 63 credits, and Isabella Braston, who also earned 63 credits. More news for the seniors. On May 24th, seniors will attend the annual yearbook dedication ceremony. Seniors will receive their yearbooks during all lunch periods immediately following the ceremony. Thank you to Mr. Haight and the Tularia staff. Lastly, I would like to personally thank Allison Shivert for being my mentor in this position. I'm extremely grateful for her guidance and wish her well in all of her future endeavors. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Thank you, and I will now pass it over to Allison Shivert for her final presentation as senior class representative.
Good evening. My name is Allison Shivert, and I am the senior class representative. I'd like to begin my report by congratulating Isabella Braston and Jeleni Villagrana, who earned the top ranking for the class of 2023. They will share the co-valedictorian title this year and will both give speeches at the graduation ceremony. Also, congratulations to Andrea Lewis, commencement speaker for the class of 2023. I would now like to highlight some of the upcoming and highly anticipated senior activities on campus these next few weeks. On Friday, June 2nd, the class of 2023 will hold their annual senior prom and prom parade. Bring your lawn chairs and come watch the seniors arrive for the 2023 senior prom, Arabian Nights. The parade will begin at 6 p.m. and will also be live streamed for alumni and family who cannot be with us live at the event. On Monday, June 5th, after graduation practice, the seniors will enjoy a cookout in the stadium, allowing them time to enjoy their friends and have their yearbooks signed. This day, our teachers will become barbecue masters. Thank you to all of the families who donated drinks and snacks for this event. The class of 2023 can't wait to visit their former elementary schools on Tuesday, June 6th, to parade through the hallways in their cap and gowns. It is always a great trip down memory lane that is highly anticipated. The senior awards ceremony will be held on Tuesday, June 6th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. in the Cash Auditorium. Through the generosity of the community, selected members of the senior class will receive over $50,000 in awards and scholarships. Thank you to the many community members who support the senior class, most of them who have given for many, many years. Also, on Tuesday, June 6th at 6 p.m. in the Art Studio, the AP Art Showcase will feature the artwork of the senior class. Finally, the students, both seniors and underclassmen, are anxiously awaiting the last day of the 2023 school year, which will be Thursday, June 8th. The graduation ceremony will be held at 6:30 p.m., weather permitting, in the stadium. Best of luck to the class of 2023. We pass the torch on to the class of 2024 and wish them a wonderful senior year. I'd like to conclude my report by thanking the board for the opportunity to serve in this role the last 2 years. It has been a great experience. I have learned a lot and have grown as a person and a leader. The past 13 years in this district have been the most influential years of my life. I am the person I am today because of my time in the Coatesville Area School District. When I think back on the last 13 years, beginning at Callan Elementary, then going to Scott, and ending here at campus, I think of all of the challenges the district has overcome. The lessons I have learned from my time here will greatly benefit me in my next endeavor, getting my degree in advertising and public relations from Penn State University. Thank you to all of the teachers in the Coatesville Area School District who have prepared me to take this next step. As I continue to grow and further my education, I will miss the Coatesville community, but will always be true and loyal to the noble red and black. Thank you again for this opportunity, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, ladies. Isabella, I'll start with you. Thank you so much for being a part of the Board of School Directors and representing the junior class, and we look forward to you moving down a seat as the senior representative next year. And Allison, we thank you for your 2 years of service. I had the opportunity, as you heard previously, to attend the top 25 of the class of 2023 luncheon today, of which Allison was one of those 25 students. She asked me very sincerely not to pick on her tonight or not to embarrass her tonight. So since it is her last night, I'm going to go easy on you, Allison. First and foremost, Allison, how many days left for seniors? Mm-hmm. 7 more days. I told you it was going to go quickly, didn't I? You have a lot to look forward to in the next couple of weeks. Allison, as you heard, will be attending Penn State University main campus. And Allison, your major again will be?
Advertising and public relations with a minor in sports studies.
Can you find anybody better for public relations than Allison? You will do wonderful, and we wish you the very best. And we don't want the communication to stop here. We look forward to hearing from you over your next 4 years at Penn State, and we wish you the best of luck. Allison, on behalf of the board, I'd like to present you with a plaque that reads Coatesville Area Senior High School 2023 Senior School Board Representative Allison Shivert. And Allison, sincerely, thank you for everything you've done. How'd I do, okay? All right. Moving on to agenda item 7A, Dr. Van Voorn, Superintendent's Report.
Good evening, school board members and community members. Tonight's superintendent's report will focus on our K-8 efforts in career exploration. As you may have already read in our local newspaper, our Coatesville Area School District elementary schools have received national honors for our STEM program. All 5 schools have been recognized as a 2022-23 Project Lead the Way Distinguished School for increasing student access, engagement, and achievement in science, technology, engineering, and math. Only 9 elementary schools were recognized nationwide by the Project Lead the Way organization, and fewer than 500 schools earned this designation. This year, students have been exposed to topics such as the changing earth, computer science, robotics, matter and energy, and inputs and outputs of the human brain. To seek further interest in career exploration, 30 students from North Brandywine Middle School had the opportunity on Friday, May 12th to travel with Dr. Roberts to Delaware County Community College to learn about jobs and training in the health field, such as nursing, medical assistants, EMTs, surgical technology, and medical billing. The students received information from the admissions counselor and the Dean of Healthcare. The lead technology instructor and clinical coordinator, Ms. Mohammed, provided the students with an opportunity to meet the EMT facilitator and explore their equipment. The students also met an instructor for medical billing who explained the process, and most of the time was spent with Ms. Mohammed, who showed the students a mock operating room. Each student got to dress as if they were ready to perform surgery, and they ended the presentation where each student performed a mock bladder surgery with modern technology. So they hope to make this a future event that is annual, so it was a very exciting time for our students. Also, Scott students are currently taking, all Scott students currently taking a STEM elective had the opportunity last week to travel to Flux Space in Norristown. Flux Space is a learning design center that intentionally provides opportunities for students to create collaborative, forward-thinking projects. Our students spent the day taking part in creative thinking and STEM activities, working in groups to build the tallest tower that held 1 ping pong ball. Students also worked together to solve problems with an invention. They were given the task of creating a prototype and then presented it to the class. Our students had a wonderful day exploring and thinking creatively. Also, we will end this evening, this report, with just reminding everyone that there will be no school this Friday, May 26th, and Monday, May 29th, for our Memorial Day weekend. So we want to pass that on to everyone and say thank you to everyone in our country. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Van Voorn. That's a great segue into important dates, none of which are as important as being off school on Friday and Monday. Important dates, June 13th, 2023, 6 o'clock p.m. All committees and special board meeting, Coatesville Area Senior High School Auditorium. June 27th, 2023, 6 o'clock p.m. School board meeting, Coatesville Area Senior High School Auditorium. Special reports, agenda item 8A, Cowan Elementary School.
Good evening, Coatesville.
Board of Education Superintendent Dr. Van Voren. I am the proud principal of Callan Elementary School, and I thank you all for making sure that I am here today and that I am very integral part of the Coatesville community. I do want to say that why are we here? We are always here for the children, and that is my mission. That is also our mission. As a Callan PBIS core committee and team, I was going to honor Mrs. Jamie Schuler, who was unfortunately unable, a family emergency came up and was not able to be here tonight. However, I do have Dr. Becky Doherty with me, Mrs. Renee Flores, she's also a parent of ours, so she's out, she's double duty tonight, Mrs. Marissa Masijan, and also Mrs. Jamie Ritter. As a team, we wanted to take this opportunity to award the students in grades K to 5 who come to Callan every single day, not only to make sure they're displaying the Callan expectations of respect, responsibility, and safety, but they are going above and beyond and making sure that they are also leading the way and showing all of our students how to practice those expectations. So I just want to make sure that we are honoring them, and this was a great opportunity to make sure that we honor them here tonight. And I also want to thank all the parents, because I did get the Evite out on Saturday, and they are all here. So thank you. So without further ado, I want to make sure that we are honoring them and we are able to get them to where they need to go tonight. So there's a lot of parents that do need to go somewhere else. So we're going to start with our 5th graders, because they will be going to Scott Middle School next year. And by the way, they did go there today to make sure that they felt welcomed and could see what opportunities are lying ahead for them. And I did get a very good report even after visiting all the classrooms, just reminding them what they needed to do when they were out in public. I don't think I even had to go there because they did a great job. So right now for 5th grade, we have Christian Murillo Darris, Elizabeth Abbott, Jacob Morneman, Logan Moffitt, and Maggie Smith. These are our 5th graders. We are asking them to stand up here, and then we're going to ask if you would come and get a picture with us at the end. 4th grade, we have Olivia Comley, Ashley Hernandez-Morin, Erica Hernandez-Segura, Philippa Moore, and Ryan Flores. Third grade, we have Amal Lieb, Emily Webster, Joseph Smith, Lucia Martinez Hernandez, and Winnie Corcoran. Second grade, we have Arletta Bustos, Gabrielle Bailey, Jacqueline Segarra, Kiera Stoltzfus, and Riley Weaver. First grade, we have Rowan Bennett, Noelle Brittingham, Nathan DeLeon Zapata, Natalie Salazar. And last but not least, we do have our kindergarten friends, Ophelia Montoro, Diamar Johnson, Charlotte Nugent, Cameron Lesniak, and Cameron Canal. And ladies and gentlemen, and all of our friends, these are our Callan PBIS owls.
is it all right if I invite you down here so we can all get a picture together? Thank you. Okay, just one more round of applause, please. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we will move on to agenda item 8B, 2023-2024 School District Budget Update. Lori A. Diefendorfer.
Good evening, school board, directors, and community members. Tonight, I'm going to share our proposed budget for the 23-24 school year. Next slide, please. Oh. Okay, thank you. These are our expense projections for 23-24. Our salaries and benefits are $73.8 million. Purchase services is $112.9 million. Supplies is $7.2 million. Property of $5.3 million. Our other objects of $7.2 million, and our debt service of $14.1, for a total of $220.8 million. Next slide, please. These are our revenue projections based on our local, or I'm sorry, based on our sources. Our local revenues are and 41.6 million. This now includes a recommended increase in our millage rate, which I will share on our next slide. Our state revenues, we are projecting to be approximately 63.5 million. We adjusted our state budget to the same level as last year and added a very conservative increase of about 729,000 as we wait for the governor's budget to be finalized. Finally, we have our federal resources of 13.7 million for total revenues of 219 million. Based on our projected expenditures and our revenues, we are short about 1.8 million, and we plan to use our fund balance to bridge that gap, so our total funds available would be 220.8 million as well. Next slide, please. So looking at our current millage rate, we know for 22-23 it's 41.219, with our recommended increase of 1.46%. Our millage rate for 23-24 will be 41.819. This increase ties to our master facility plan, which is related to our debt service. As you can see, we could have gone up as high as 5.3%. So at this point, we are recommending 1.46%. Next slide, please. So this is our budget timeline. As of tomorrow, our final budget will be available for inspection. On June 2nd, we will make public notice of our intent to adopt the final budget. And on June 13th, our final budget will be adopted. Next slide. Are there any questions in regards to our proposal at this time?
Seeing none, thank you, Ms. Tiefenderfer.
Thank you.
Moving on to agenda item 9A, adoption of consent agenda. Recommended motion that the Board of School Directors approve the consent agenda items. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Committee meeting action items considered routine will be enacted under one motion unless removed for separate action upon board request. The purpose of the consolidated motion is to expedite governing board action on all consent items which are not held for discussion. Items that have been held for discussion by the governing board will be enacted upon at the time the item is discussed. This evening, I would like to remove the following items from consent agenda. Number 10, finance. Letter A, financial statements. Letter Q, human resources report. And letter R, human resources report addendum. Under education, I would like to remove letters C, D, E, F, G, and H, all proposed expulsions. Under operations, I would like to remove letter A, lawn and landscaping contract, and letter D, the master's facility plan, final facilities option authorization. So once again, under finance, that's A, Q, and R. Under education, letters C through H. Under operations, A and D. Are there any other items to be considered to be removed from consent agenda this evening? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote, please.
Holly Charest,
Yes.
Rob Fisher,
Yes.
Harvell Brown, Andrew Finkbeiner,
Yes.
Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris,
Yes.
Amelia Mills,
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Ms. Mills, Finance Committee.
Thank you. A, financial statements. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the financial statements, bills payable list as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Call for the vote.
Andrew Finkbeiner,
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris,
Yes.
Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Harvell Brown, Becky Harlan,
Abstain.
Holly Charest,
Yes.
Rob Fisher,
Yes.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Q, Human Resources Report. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the resignations, appointments, new positions, leaves of absence, transfers, change of status, and corrections as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call for the vote.
Ms. Mills, before we call for the vote, if I may, please.
Sure.
This evening, it is with regret that the Board of School Directors will accept the retirements of one, Sandy Cook. Sandy Cook has 36 years of service in the Coatesville Area School District, all as a principal's secretary. And if anybody knows correctly, a principal is only as good as his or her secretary. And Sandy Cook came aboard to the school district back at Gordon Middle School 36 years ago, and then proceeded when Gordon closed to Scott Middle School and now the Scott Sixth Grade Center. So, Mrs. Cook, we wish you the very best in your retirement. We hope that you have a lengthy and healthy retirement, and we thank you for your services. I would also like to recognize Jackie Parker. Jackie has 24 years in the school district as an educational aide here on campus. Again, Ms. Parker, we wish you a very healthy and lengthy retirement, and we appreciate all of your hard work as an educational aide here on the high school campus. Thank you, Ms. Mills.
Call for the vote.
Mary Ann Harris. Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Holly Charest.
yes,
Rob Fisher.
Yes.
Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Motion approved.
R, Human Resources Report Addendum. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the resignations, appointments, new positions, leaves of absence, transfers, changes of status, and corrections as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call for the vote.
Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Rob Fisher.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
yes,
Mary Ann Harris. Motion approved.
Moving on to education. Item C, proposed expulsion 100068831. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 100068831. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call for the vote.
Amelia Mills.
Yes?
Holly Charest.
no,
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris.
yes,
Rob Fisher.
Yes.
Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Motion approved.
D, proposed expulsion 100008225. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 100008225. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call for the vote.
Amelia Mills.
Yes?
Holly Charest.
yes,
Rob Fisher.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Mary Ann Harris. Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Motion approved.
E, proposed expulsion 100008465. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 100008465 as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call for the vote.
Harvell Brown. Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Amelia Mills.
Yes?
Mary Ann Harris. Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
yes,
Rob Fisher.
Yes.
Motion approved.
F, proposed expulsion 100008931. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 100008931 as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Rob Fisher.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
yes,
Mary Ann Harris. Harvell Brown. Amelia Mills.
Yes?
Motion approved.
G, proposed expulsion 100141195. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the expulsion for student 100141195 as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call for the vote?
Becky Harlan,
Yes.
Harvell Brown, Amelia Mills,
Yes.
Polly Charest,
no,
Rob Fisher,
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner,
Yes.
Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris.
yes,
Motion approved.
H, proposed expulsion 1006264. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 1006264 as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call for the vote?
Becky Harlan,
Abstain.
Mary Ann Harris,
yes,
Harvell Brown, Polly Charest,
no,
Rob Fisher,
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner,
Yes.
Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Chairman Roan, Operations Committee.
Thank you. 12A, Lawn and Landscape Contract Proposal, Weaver Landscaping. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposal for Weaver Landscaping LLC to provide grass cutting and landscaping services to the Cold Sore Area School District for a 3-year term from July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2026. The total cost for grass cutting and landscaping services for 3 years will be $612,328 as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Questions, comments, or concerns?
Mr. Roan, I pulled this off just so that I had the opportunity to make a couple comments. First and foremost, the comments I'm about ready to make have nothing to do with the abilities of Weaver Landscaping to do the job here in the Coatesville Area School District. But I will say that the contractors that just completed their duties for the school district over this past year did an exceptional job. Not everybody looks at grass the way I look at it, but I like to see striped grass and trimmed bushes and all those good things. And I know they did an outstanding job. And I also know that any time that they were called upon to do extra things, they did so. With that being said, as my tenure here as the high school principal, I've seen previous contractors cut dust in July. I've seen previous contractors, when it rains in the spring, have a difficult time keeping up with the grass and cutting it once a week, putting our student athletes at jeopardy on our athletic fields. So it is my hope that Weaver Landscaping can do as good a job, if not better, than our current contractor. So that being said, I'll turn it back to you.
Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote.
Polly Charest,
yes,
Rob Fisher,
No.
Andrew Finkbonner,
Yes.
Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Harvell Brown, Amelia Mills,
No.
Becky Harlan,
No.
Mary Ann Harris, motion denied.
Letter D, Master's Facility Plan. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors authorize the administrative team to move forward with the financing, design, owner representation, and pre-construction services for the facilities master plan presented to the board on May 9, 2023, as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Questions, comments, and/or concerns?
Obviously, Mr. Roan, I pulled this off in case there were any final questions or comments before we vote on the facilities option authorization. So to my colleagues, any further questions and/or comments?
I do have a question. Moving forward, if this does get approved this evening, I just am asking that we will continuously update the community as to what is happening, because a lot of times things could happen in construction that community members don't see or just are not paying attention, and next year when this time rolls around and there could be an increase of taxes, I just want to make sure that the public is aware of what is going on throughout our district.
I'll just make a comment. I think we've had more than enough meetings and conversations regarding the finances, the implications of leaving our buildings in the condition that they're currently in, understanding the equity component of students in the classroom, and that our staff deserves, as well as our students, to walk into buildings that are a mirror image of the education that they're receiving. So I don't have any financial questions. This is more of I feel that it needs to be stated that this, having been somebody who was a part of the ops committee, along with Mr. Rohn, we were there from the very beginning, the conversations about what we wanted the master facilities plan to look like. We tasked Mr. Pellegrin, the administrative team, to provide us with a plan that allowed us to grow from a facilities perspective and make our schools, our facilities safe and welcome environments for our students. It's important to note that this plan was not developed by the people sitting up on this stage. This plan was not developed solely by the administration within this district. This plan was developed by stakeholders, by community members, staff members, parents, taxpayers, and I think, Mr. Rohn, you attended a couple meetings. But by and large, this was developed by the same people who send their kids to our schools, with the support of our administration, in seeing what that vision is and putting together a plan that allows us to get from point A to point B to be able to move this district forward. So for everyone that played a part in this, regardless of the outcome tonight, I applaud each and every one of you. I sat through committee prep meetings. Sometimes were hard to palate. Seeing the financial implications of this, somebody who is overly critical of finances in this district, if I'm being open and transparent, this is very difficult for me to accept and to swallow. But I think President Fisher has said it best. We need our students walking into clean, safe, and healthy environments, and our staff needs to be a part of buildings that they can be proud of. So for that, I thank every single person that touched this process from start to finish, that got us from where we were when we first had the conversation as a committee to a final presentation for board approval today. So thank you.
Mr. Finkbonner, if I can just piggyback on a couple of your comments. Not only was this developed by stakeholders, but when they were presented with options, they had the foresight to go beyond those options and develop some more options of their own, which is actually what we're going to see and be voting on this evening. So again, thank you to that committee. A lot of hours and a lot of hard work in developing a plan for the school district. And finally, I'll say one more time, our students and our staff deserve better. Those young people who just left here from Cowan tonight deserve better. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Mr. Roman, did you have a comment?
I did.
Okay, sorry.
I'll just add one other thank you, who some of us may have forgotten in the beginning of this process. I think I'd like to publicly thank Dr. Dunlap from who took this charge and led it and moved forward, and then provided a smooth transition to Dr. Van Vorn. If you see him out on the golf course or at the car wash, make sure that we thank Dr. Dunlap for his initial leadership in this project.
Mr. Rohn, thank you for adding that. I had that on my mind and forgot to mention it. Thank you.
Well, the kids are more important.
Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Brown.
I have just one thing I keep hammering home on this $173 million that was done by outside stakeholders and committee people and I guess some of the parents. Maybe I'm way out of line here, but I heard Mr. Fisher say we have other options. And anytime we spend $173 million, our taxpayers who are contractors need first right to refusal on some of this. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But has anybody made any provisions for the people in our district who are contractors to get any of this work?
Mr. Brown, that step in the process, we're not quite there yet. This is simply, this vote tonight is simply about what is the option that we're moving forward with. That step in the process is subject to come as we move through this process, should it be approved tonight.
Okay, so you're saying we are gonna move to that, though, right?
Correct. We're not there right now, and this is not the vote.
Okay.
Ms. Shannabale, you had made a comment earlier about enrollment trending, and the very first presentation we had, that was something that I stated. I didn't want to spend hundreds of $millions to build new buildings and close other buildings, only to find out in 5 years we don't have enough room for the kids that we have. One of the things that the Schrader Group, Mr. Pellegrin, and our administration took into consideration is enrollment capacity. Right? What is the percentage of enrollment and students that you can have in a building that maintains a safe learning environment and avoids hazards, right? Fire code, stuff of that nature. If I recall correctly, and Mr. Pellegrin, I see you over there, so if I'm off base here, I remember some presentations regarding the enrollment capacity. There is plenty of wiggle room in the buildings. We're building additions onto Reeseville to make sure that we have capacity built out there. Our new buildings will have more than enough capacity. So that was something that was strongly considered. And well, we don't want to create a problem for ourselves 5, 6, 7 years down the road by eliminating facilities, renovating facilities, and have to come back to our community and say, hey, by the way, we need to build another elementary school. We need $50 million. So that is something that from day one of the biggest conversations that was had was enrollment capacity. How do we get a good structure, the right amount of buildings with the right amount of enrollment capacity, so if we do inflate our numbers and we grow, our district can grow with them, with our students. So that was something that was very heavily considered.
All right, seeing no others, Madam Secretary, call for the vote, please.
Andrew Finkbonner,
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris, Amelia Mills,
Yes.
Harvell Brown,
Yes.
Becky Harlan,
Yes.
Holly Sharas,
Yes.
Rob Fisher,
Yes.
Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Moving on to agenda item 14A, public comment. The board has requested that all persons making comments of public concern to list their name, address, telephone number, and topics on the sheet provided. There is a 3-minute time limit per person. Ms. Lori Shannon Bailey.
Good evening. I want to thank you, Andrew, very much for your comments. I greatly appreciate that. I don't get that very often, but I'm honored that you made those comments. I just want to I want to comment on the Maile, M-A-I-L-L-E contract. So some red flags for me is, according to the contract, we estimate that our fee audit will be $39,000, $40,500, and $42,000 for 3 years ending in June 30, 2023, 2024, and 2025 respectively. And it goes on to say, plus any direct confirmation.com charges. I'd like to know what that means, directconfirmation.com. I have no idea what that is. We may incur in order to confirm balances in financial institutions that federal awards. And due to the increase in the federal awards resulting from pandemic-related funds, such should additional programs be required to be audited. Anyway, there's a lot of information in this contract, and it just seems like they'll be adding additional charges as they go through. So 2025 is not really around the corner, but please keep the public in mind about the funding, the extra funding that's in this contract. The students here, I was very proud. Anytime we see students here, I'm always very proud. And I could be totally wrong here, but I didn't see not one black student in this group. So when we think about equity, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe they were sick. I don't know. Maybe they were black and I couldn't see that they were black, but it just was interesting. I just got a comment that East Fallowfield has a roach problem. So if somebody can please look into that. That came from an actual student. I didn't make that up. I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shannon Bailey. Aaron Shriver. I think I heard somebody down the end say, oh, no.
I just wanted to take an opportunity tonight to thank everyone on the board and the teachers, the staff. Sorry. It is not lost on me the irony that this one is graduating and that Callan is closing. And I know it's the right decision, 100%. I kind of figured things would come full circle, and they have. My parents moved us here when I was in 4th grade because they wanted a diverse area to raise their family. Those of you that were at the chorus concert the other day heard my mom say it. The first thing Allie said when she was looking for a college was she wouldn't look at colleges unless they were diverse. That mattered to her, and that mattered because of where she's grown up and the experiences she has had here. The staff, from administrators, school board, custodians, secretaries, teachers, everyone has impacted her and made her the person that you see today. As you know, my dad's a pastor. It's not the church, it's not the building, it's the people. And the people from Callan and all the other schools that will still be here as teachers and employees are what make the difference. And thank you for looking out for them and for the students. Mr. Kershey said to me the other year, you can still get a good education in Coatesville, right? And I said, absolutely, absolutely. And I believe that. So thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Shriver. Are there any other additional board reports or comments this evening? Seeing none, I'll accept a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
We will adjourn at 6:58.